Smitty and I became acquainted through mutual friends. We had this artistic, collaboration relationship, and we often talked about, Afro American history, especially nutrition. We were very much into keeping our bodies and our minds, healthy. Sometimes I would come over to his house. Mostly I would go over to his house, and we would cook foods together. He was a student at UMass, and he was in the theater department. He was a dancer. He performed. He also did performances in Springfield, and I would go down to these performances in Springfield with him, and watch him perform. Just kind of be like his support system. We stayed in contact over the years. I remember when he left on the pilgrimage. I think it was through Ingrid Askew, because he and I knew Ingrid. And Ingrid was heavily involved in that because I believe the pilgrimage had a lot to do with the Peace Pagoda and that movement, because a lot of the people who were on the march actually were from the Peace Pagoda. I think there's a sister, I don't know if she's what you call her, a nun, but her name was Sister Claire, and she was, she knew a lot of Afro-American people. I think that she, not recruited, but, sort of helped people, understand what Buddhism is, and, that whole spiritual, life. And so, I don't know if Smitty is a Buddhist, but I know that he was very close to Sister Claire. I don't know if they're still close, but I believe they're still acquainted, because when he comes to the area, he usually stays up there, for a while, and then he'll come into Amherst, and he'll stay with, I think her name is, people call her Boney T, but that's not her real name. She's related to Michael Wilkins. It's Michael Wilkins' sister. Anyway, so that's what he does when he comes into the area. He stayed with me a couple of nights when he was here 2 years ago. After the Peace March was over, after it concluded, because it went from Pelham all the way down to like Georgia and South America, and then across the ocean to like Africa, and different people went to different routes. I think Smitty said he went a different route than everybody else did, because I think what he told me was that there was a bit of infighting that went on, and I'm not sure what the whole dynamics of it was, but there was some infighting, and so he wound up doing some things on his own. The Peace Pagoda and the pilgrimage, it sort of set the course for the rest of Smitty's, currently what Smitty is doing today, which is he's a peace walker. I think it's what he calls himself, as a peace walker, and he goes from place to place, and he teaches. He makes people more aware of the earth and themselves and their relationship to the earth. And I think he always was a showman, at heart. So I think that when he came to the area, he came in contact with people in the theater. I mentioned Ingrid Askew. She's a director. She writes plays. I think that was the conduit through how he got into dancing, because like I say, he was a performer and he was a tap dancer. That's what he would do. He would tap dance. Archie was a big-hearted person, and he would help anyone in the arts that he could. That he's just by nature. And I think that when Smitty was in the area and he was meeting different people, one of the people that he met was Archie Shep. There's a brother who plays trumpet. His first name is Will, but I can't recall his last name. But there were many people, in the jazz world who he met. And this guy Will was one, Archie Shep was another, Max Roach was a big, Smitty told me he loved Max Roach, and Max Roach treated him like a son, So I think that was his conduit into into theater because of all these artist people that he met, who are actually on faculty at New Africa House and in the Fine Arts Center. Well, my opinion on him, of Smitty, is that he's quite remarkable because I couldn't name another person who's done what he's done and continues to do what he's doing on a steady basis. I mean, that in and of itself, describes him as being a person of profound conviction, I would say, about Smitty.